On this episode of The Tiffany Show, we're talking International Women's Day.
Happy 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 International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
What makes a strong woman? Everything. Everything we do.
Women are strong within. We have our power inside of us.
I think knowing who you are, knowing your worth,
they are confident,
and doing the work to get to that place is what helps to make a woman strong.
I think we get our strength from within and then it comes outward.
We're talking International Women's Day, strong women. When we celebrate women, Dhurata, what are we celebrating?
At a general level, we're celebrating women's and girls' right, their social, economic, cultural, political life.
We're celebrating like a huge feminine spirit. And I don't mean feminine in the way that we all take it. I mean like the fight, the drive, the courage, the beauty, the empathy, all of that.
I have 3 daughters, and it's all of our accomplishments, our goals, our ambitions for life, everything we do.
We are celebrating equality, especially gender equality. We're celebrating women's rights, and how far we've come. We still have a fair way to go, but
we're celebrating a culture of women who are already strong while supporting those that aren't strong enough yet.
We are celebrating the essence of women, essence of womanhood, the strength, the power, integrity.
We are celebrating the power that is unique to women, and we all have power.
Honestly, I feel like we're celebrating our ancestors. I want to celebrate the women in my family lineage that have come before me. And I think, living each day as I live it is a way to honor them.
we're reflecting on the passion that they have for making their lives better. Whenever I celebrate women, I go back to my ancestors and I try to follow in their footsteps. It's my turn now to inspire the next generation of women. And this is what my legacy will be.
I feel like women have really evolved, and we just wear so many hats now, and we have more of a voice now. And I feel like that's what we're celebrating the most.
I'm celebrating all the women that I've come to on my journey.
Yeah.
I've come to meet and learn from, and like I said before, listen to and learn, and that's been so empowering for me.
What we're asking is women to just support one another.
I'm thinking of all the women of the past, but also the women who we don't really see in the history books or the textbooks, who are just like you and I.
So I've been thinking about this one. I've been really thinking about this one. I see celebrating women as celebrating our strength and celebrating our weaknesses and celebrating the stories that we all have and that we're willing to share.
What does empowering women look like?
Empowering women, I always say, is straightening their crown. I love celebrating other women, their accomplishments in that, supporting their businesses, and just being there, checking in on them.
What does empowering women look like?
I think that feminism is no longer about getting ourselves through the door and getting ourselves into the boardroom. I think it's about holding the door open for everybody who's behind us.
Honestly, us as women, we put a lot on our plates. Empowering women is just being there for each other.
Yes.
Going out for the coffee dates,
I think it's the team that you have, your friends, your family, all the people you surround yourself with.
What does empowering women look like?
For me, I like that independence.
Yep.
A voice to be heard, to share the gifts that they have been given. Everyone has something to contribute.
Empowering women looks like listening. It looks like supporting women-owned businesses. It looks like being that hello and that kind friend that's like, it's honestly just showing up for one another and cheerleading.
Coming from another country, I'll take it on a personal level, and being a newcomer, empowering someone they're coming from a different culture, being patient to listen to them, supporting them in their integration in the new country, and have an understanding from where they come from and support them in their learning, in their cultural adjustment, whatever that may be, because they will be contributing in the communities where they supported them.
I love that answer. My grandparents were New Canadians too,
So you can
very,
relate.
very deeply.
Women have already got power. Our job to help women is to help blow away that covers their power and help them find it and let it shine.
People will see you're empowered and they'll notice it. But really, you have to get the empowerment from inside, and you've got to dig deep and get it.
Building strong relationships with women, building strong communities of women, and using those support systems to help lift each other up.
And if little you were standing here right now, what would you tell her?
Oh, I tell her to walk the stage. Don't fear it.
What would you tell that little girl?
It's not your fault. As I said, I come from another country. I grew up in a communist country. And sometimes I tell a story that even my children say, "Where did you read that?" Say, "No, that's my story. That's my family story." So I'll say everything is going to be okay. And there is a place for you in the world. And look outside the box. There is more to what you see right now.
I have chills. What would you tell her?
I would tell her she could be anything. She can have anything. The sky's the limits. And to establish her own credit, not to be dependent on anyone.
Yes, sister.
Yes.
And if little Lynn were standing here right now, what would you tell her?
Girls, you've got more gifts and more power than you realize it. Find it, use it, and change the world.
Little me was pretty scared of a lot of things, especially in social settings. So just be fierce. Be fierce, be strong, be you. Do whatever you want to do, because that's all that really matters.
Debra, if little you were standing here right now, what would you tell her? What would you tell that little girl?
I would say, girl, follow your heart. Follow your heart and forge a life for yourself that's your own design. Do not be intimidated by anyone who is trying to impose their expectations on you.
Well said. What would you tell her?
Oh, it's going to be hard, girl.
You're in for a ride.
You're in for a ride, but you know what? Don't lose hope. Everything's worth it in the end, and you'll get stronger every single day. And when you think you're not going to make it, you will. You will make it, and you'll be stronger for it. So,
Right now, what would you tell that little girl?
I feel like there's already a plan for you, and you have to take opportunity and go with the flow, because you can't just be focused on one thing. You have to be open to all the things around you that come at you.
You don't need to be a people pleaser.
Yeah. You don't
Listen
need to be a
to-
people pleaser.
Just listen to the voice within. Be strong. It's okay to fail.
Yep.
You don't necessarily have to have all the answers.
I would tell her that she's going to conquer some challenging things in her life, but she is going to successfully get through, and she's going to be a leader for others.
Yes. Keep going. 1 inch, 1 breath, 1 step, 1 day at a time. If little Kayleigh were sitting here right now, what would you tell her?
Listen to your sister. She is significantly wiser than you already know. And she's going to be your biggest support network and the biggest powerhouse in your life. And she is the definition of a strong and independent woman.
Little you were standing here right now, what would you tell that little girl?
I think passion is the best tool to have in your toolbox, because if you're passionate, that's all you need, because no one can take that away from you.
What would we tell little Amy?
It's going to be okay. We'll survive this. And you know what? You're going to be better than you thought you could be.
If little Heather were standing in front of us right now,
Oh my goodness.
what would you tell that little girl?
So little Heather had some challenges. So her dad passed away when she was 10, and she also, in her teenage years, was hospitalized for eating disorder. But I would tell her not to give up. And I wouldn't sugarcoat it. I would just be, things are going to be a little harder.
But all those things, you're going to make it through. You may feel like you're not, but you're going to make it through. And it's really cliched, but those things that happen are going to drive you to do what you do now.
You're totally right. The things that we go through traject us to where we are today.
Happy International Women's Day.
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 This has been another episode of The Tiffany Show. Thank you to all of the women that shared with us.
This has been great.
Euphoria Wellness Spa, shout out to you.
Love you.
Yeah, Simone and the crew over there opening up early today to let us in to do this special episode. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. This has been International Women's Day. Go out, celebrate women, donate to a local women's organization. That's how I plan on celebrating. Take care, be kind, all that good stuff. Pause vibes.